Yes, and we were back. You were listening to Tasha Cobb's Fill Me Up. You're back with the Ladies First Radio Show on WBJL Radio, and we're back. So glad that you are joining us, and so happy we're talking about this discussion about depression.
Yeah.
And what you need to do with depression, and it's really running rampant and prevalent at this time. We're seeing it in so many people, and so we just wanted to dedicate this show and to let others know that there is help, there is a way out. Another one of the things when you're depressed, you kind of feel like nobody really needs you. When you start getting suicidal, that life will be better without you, and that your family members will go on and will do that, and that really is just a trick of the enemy, giving you a reason to take your own life, when in reality you really have no power to take your own life, because it really doesn't belong to you. God created you, and he created you for a purpose, but it does happen. I was reflecting, I had a really close friend who committed suicide at the age of, I think she was 35 when she committed suicide. She had suffered from depression for a number of years, and then was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. Yes, she was in the church. And was going to therapy. Yes, she was in the church. Yes, she was in the church. Yes, she was saved. Yes, she had a prayer life. She had children, and she was going to therapy. She had severe depression and had to be put on medication, and it worked for years. She did well. She raised her children. She was doing very well. She decided to stop taking her medication. Okay. And when she decided to stop taking her medication, she started falling back into depression, had highs and lows. She was dealing with bipolar disorder. Her daughter realized that something just was not quite right about her, but yet she was still being happy around her children and still, doing what she had to do, getting them ready for school, and doing all these things. And I got a phone call saying, go over to the house. Me and my husband was home. Go over to the house because her son came down out of the shower and found her with a knife in her chest. Okay. By the time he was alone in the house, was frantic, the first thing he did was call my parents, because they were the closest things that he knew to do and knew to call. His grandfather could not be reached. His grandmother had just passed away, so there was nobody else but us, who were friends that were like family. So that's the first thing they did. And my mother said, we call 911 right away. So can you imagine a teenage child going frantic, not knowing what to do? And that's the first thing he did. He didn't know what to do. And she said, don't touch anything. I'm calling 911. After she called 911, she called me. Me and my husband immediately jumped in the car. We lived about 15 minutes from them. By the time I got there, the cops were there. And when I got to the door, the cop said to me, the ambulance that came said, this is something that you do not want to see. I need you to stay outside. And he said, and I'm talking to the son, I'm going to bring him outside with you, because now he needs somebody after this horrific scene of what he's just seen. He needs somebody who's going to love on him and talk to him. Meanwhile, I had to figure out, how am I going to cut off her daughter who's walking, coming from school at any minute?
Jesus.
And so it was a big disturbance. When she stabbed herself right in the heart. And so she was dead by the time, they got there.
Depression is real.
And it's real. It's a story that I don't like to talk about and don't like to relive. It's probably been about 9 years since this happened. But it's something that's real and that's serious. And I will never forget the look on the little girl's face when we driving around the block trying to figure out, when we finally found her. And she looked at me and she said, Kalita, what are you doing here? Oh, I think it was a Thursday. On a Thursday, and she said, hey, Kenneth is here too. What are y'all doing here? And then she looked and she said, what happened to my mother? That was the first thing she said. And then she looked and she just broke. And she, you know, after we had talked for a while, she said that I realized that mommy wasn't taking her medication. After all this happened, we started finding things around the house, found a box full of bottles of medication. She had not taken her medicine in a few months. It had been.
Somebody asked the question, how are the children today?
The children are coping. 2 of them are adults. No, they're all adults, because even the youngest one has just turned 21. They're adults. They had a rough time. They had a very rough life. It was the prayers of the saints, especially the son. That was a traumatic experience. He had a lot of nightmares. He, you know, always saw all the blood. He saw his mom laying there with a knife. They had a very, very, very rough time. I believe her daughter was only 14 at the time. So a 14-year-old that all she knows is her mom. That's all she had. And she had twin boys who were 17 at the time. One of them was not living with her. He had been in a horrific accident and was in rehab. Can you imagine? And you're in rehab and you find out your mom has committed suicide. So it's been a rough time for them. They are doing well. One now is married and has children of his own. The other one is doing well. He's finished school, and the daughter is still trying to find her way, because she talks about it even to this very day, that she struggles every day with the fact that her mother committed suicide, and it's been 9 years.
And you know, the crazy thing is, in the mother's head, coming from that place, she probably thought that her kids would be better off without her there, because when you're depressed, you think of crazy things like that, and not knowing that that is the absolute worst thing that you can do. And I think we talked about it. I think I mentioned it at the prayer breakfast on Saturday, and you reiterated it today, that you don't have the right to take your life. You know, your life is not your own. It belongs to God. And when you make that decision to do something like, and let me just go back, let me just say this to everybody that's out there. Don't ignore the signs.
Yes, please.
Don't ignore the signs. If people are telling, now there are going to be people, and I hate to say this because I don't want to sound like I'm not being sensitive, but there are going to be people that are going to try to drain you. Some people are going to, I don't know, if you'll know, God will tell you, he will let you know that who's serious and who, some people are seeking attention. Can I say that? I'm just, you know, I deal with this a lot.
Yeah.
I know who God will show you. If you have discernment, you'll know exactly who's just seeking attention.
Right.
And
who's real.
And who's real. Thank you so much for the heart. So somebody understand what I'm saying. You'll know exactly who's real, and you'll know who just wants that woe is me, you know, pat me, rub me on my head, or you know what I'm saying? You'll know that they're not going to and honestly, they're too selfish to commit suicide, because then they wouldn't get the attention that they're seeking. There are some people that uses that, and they play on your emotions, and then they take advantage of your kindness and your good heart. There are people out there that will do that, but there are also people that really need your help. Thank you so much. Thank you, because I try to be, you know, a little diplomatic in what I'm saying, but you know, it's true. You know what I'm saying? So I want to tell you, on the other hand, there are some people that that it's real. And if they drop in signs, you need to call somebody, you know what I'm saying? Or you need to, if they're saying, you know, I don't want to live, I went through that with one young lady, with so many people I have gone through that with. But at the end of the day, I said, if you don't answer this phone, because they kept not answering the phone. So I said, if you don't answer this phone, I'm sending the police to your house. And they answered the phone, you know, and because when it gets to that point, and they're in another state or in another place where you can't get to them fast, you just have to call the cops or tell them they're going to call the cops, and they answer the phone and said, you know, I'm just feeling yada, 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 and we were able to talk it through. But just ask God, you know, he gives us the spirit of discernment. We know who's real and who's not. We know who just wants a little bit of attention, and, you know, we're willing to give you that, but just not at the sake of you saying something that's, because we take it to heart. You know what I'm saying? If you say that you're depressed and you're feeling bad and you're feeling low, you know, and you need help, we're going to try to help you, you know. But if you're saying that it's just not true, then, you know, then I think that that's not nice. I think that that's just mean. You know, if you just want attention, I don't mind saying I need some attention. You know, I'll tell anybody I need some attention. Not me. I tell my husband all the time, all right, stop with the gym. I need some attention. So, yeah. So I just wanted to be, you know, I just have to be, can I just be Erica? I don't know how to be nobody else. I just can only be Erica. I try to say it on both sides, because I've been depressed. I battle with suicide. You know, I tried to commit suicide on 3 occasions. Thank God for my sister. Thank you for loving me. Thank God for my sister. Thank God for my mother, because if it wasn't for them praying for me, I would not be here. So I know that this thing is real. You know, I've taken the pills. You know, I've written the letters and mailed them out and saying, you know, take care of my kids. I bought the insurance policy. So I know all of this, you know. So I just want to be, you know, I can be transparent, but I just got to be real with y'all too. That there are some people that take advantage of your heart, and you just gotta be careful. But don't ignore the signs. Don't ignore the signs. If you have somebody, it was a young lady that came to Stop Tripping a couple of years ago, and you know, she was reaching out, and every time I used to see her, she used to always be like, you know, do you have a word for me? Do you have, what did the Lord tell you in regards to me? And I used to be like, you know, you got to pray and talk to the Lord, let him speak to you. And she was so depressed, this young lady. And lo and behold, months later, you know, I got a call that she had committed suicide, and she was part of a church. In the church, I think she was with the youth department, and so it's real. It's real. It's real, and you can't ignore the signs. You gotta you know, pay attention to it, and just ask the Lord, wherever they are, touch their heart, touch their mind, you know, until you can, you know, get to them. Just bring them back to themselves, because like you said,
and if you can't get to them, and you know that they said that they were threatening to do this, whether you believe it or not, then you need to call somebody that can help them. Call 911.
Call police.
Let's not you know, say, oh, they ain't gonna do it, because you just never know. And let me just say this.
That's not what I was saying, that they ain't gonna do it. I wasn't saying that. I'm just talking about the people
I ain't talking about you. I'm just clarifying for whoever's listening.
Oh, okay.
I didn't say you said that. Okay. That didn't come. Those words did not.
We can't have no argument
out of my live. That's not what I said.
Y'all see us having an argument?
So
y'all see this?
Ladies
First
Hearts radio show.
If you see, she just started with me
at 7:50 p.m. I'm just saying if you feel that might be something they, you know, might do, because you gave the example of the girl committing suicide. I gave the same example. These were people who were in church and had people around them, and they still did it. And so that's 2 people that are not here today. So let's just, you know, make sure that we do all we can not to ignore people, because sometimes we have a tendency to do that too. We like, oh, it ain't that bad. They ain't, because some of us don't have discernment. Let's just be for real. Some of us don't have real discernment, and some of us just don't know. And then some of us don't know the signs and what to look for, and so we're not professionals, and so we'll just say, you know, that's all right, they'll be all right, you know, let me pray for you. Let me just say this. Mental disease is like any other disease and any other illness. When it's severe enough that you need medication, you need medication. You don't tell diabetics, don't take your medicine, or don't go to the doctor because I'm going to pray your sugar down right now. Now, you got enough power. Yes, we have power over all of that. Please, 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 please don't think I'm being a heretic and I'm discounting the power of prayer, because I'm not, because prayer can do the impossible.
Yes, it
can do anything.
Mm-hmm.
But all I'm saying is sometimes when things are severe and some people do not have that measure of faith, you need to go and get it taken care of. Just like you do your high blood pressure, just like you treat your swollen feet, just like you treat your heart disease and everything else. We got to stop putting stipulations like, you know, oh, that's an outside thing. It's a disease. It's real, just like anything else. You don't stop taking your high blood pressure medicine. So if your blood pressure is high, you can't get it down by diet and exercise. You go to the doctor and you get a pill. If you are severely depressed and there's nothing else that's helping you, you need to go to the doctor to get it taken care of.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I just want those that are listening not to get it twisted and ignore other people's signs, because, man, this thing is serious. And sometimes these things come up as a demonic force against the kingdom, and it'll be taking people out of here left and right because we won't address it. And so that's why we need to address it. Anything else you want to say on that? Moving to a lighter note, for those of you that have ASD, that's a new disorder that I created that I would like to get into DSM-4, attention-seeking disorder. There are some people that are just attention seekers. There's nothing really wrong with them. They just want the attention that Erica talked about. If that's you, if you, why are you making faces?
I'm not saying that.
If you have ASD,
is this a medical term?
I want them to put it in DSM-4. I am going to create. I'm going to write to them. Because people really do have ASD.
When I tell you,
especially around the church, they have attention-seeking disorder, and
you need to be delivered. Somebody said I have it and I'm petty. You really need to be delivered. I can't stand the petty. Wait, I'm gonna leave that for another. That's gonna have to be next week because I can't.
Let's leave
Jesus. I'm gonna put holy old rebuke you old school. The old school Petty LaBelle. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. That's a shameful God. Let the saints be delivered from pettyism. Is that a word? Can we put that in there? My God, yes, ASD. Yes, they do stand. Yes. They do. They do have this thing that I just said. Now she done said it again, but it said like I was wrong saying it. But okay. But ASD.
I changed something. I want you to replay this back.
No. We ain't gotta replay.
You replay it because see, the devil done came up in this room and trying to think that I trying to make me believe. I didn't twist your words. We talked about attention seekers. I just wanted to be in disorder. I ain't saying there was nothing wrong with you mentioning that. There's going to be a spot for a new co-host on Ladies First Radio Show.
It's going to be 2 spots.
So if you are interested,
you see that?
Now I'm being Petty LaBelle. If you are interested,
Jesus,
please contact WBJ.
They would have thrown us off our radio station. When I tell you that the owner of the station is getting ready to call us, it'd be like, what happened to this good show that y'all was doing? Y'all done went from 0 to 1,000. She done quit the show. Done sent that, told people to send resumes. I ain't got a child. Let's pray. Bye. Okay. Anyway, thank you all so much for tolerating us. But all jokes aside, we were joking. All jokes aside, if you do have if you are suffering from depression, please get some help. Please get some help. Talk to somebody. And if somebody talks to you about it, don't ignore them. Know that they really, really need help. Even if they are just seeking attention, something is going on. Yeah. Something is going on. Oh, we love y'all. So this is just friendship, y'all. I don't know what else what else we gonna do. Get some help. Talk to somebody. Let them know that something is going on with you. I had to talk to somebody eventually. I had to, but prayer is really what did it for me. And I talked to my family, you know, and I explained what was going on with me, and they were able to. And sometimes you got to talk so you can give them the tools to work with, so they'll know what to pray for.
Right.
You know, so they can go to the throne and be specific with God in regards to you and your situation. So I know that prayer changes things, and I know that medication can help you. Hello, somebody. You know, you can listen. Some folks, if you ain't gonna let prayer do it, let the medication do it. You can see the love and respect between the two of you. Of course. This is what sisters do.
Yeah.
This is what sisters do. So, anyways, thank you all for listening. We got about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
We got 3 minutes.
You got 3 minutes left.
I want to tell everybody that participated in the prayer breakfast on Saturday. It was a huge success. All around the board. Thank you for those of you that sent in those donations and bought t-shirts. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kalita. She set the tone in the place. She told us that we are we're sitting at the breakfast of champions. Yes. Thank you so much for attending. It was such a great success that we are doing it again. So somebody say doing it again. So we are doing it again June the 11th. I think that's the Saturday we're going to do it. We're going to do it exactly 2 months before we go to Sister I Got Your Back, the summer retreat. So save your little change. Yeah, so those of you that missed it, the t-shirts are here. Those of you that missed it, then you can always come in June. But thank you to all of you, everybody that helped and that just prayed. It just keeps me lifted. I appreciate every last one of y'all. I know y'all love me because I love y'all too. And that's it. And your women's empowerment is
this Saturday.
This Saturday at 12 o'clock. Don't forget the women's empowerment will be in Brooklyn. Give them the address because we got
401 Saratoga Avenue. Every third Saturday except for the month of July and probably August. This will be a Sister I Got You.
No, we changed it. That's the first one.
Yep.
Okay.
So, or we'll see what happens. But from 12 to 2, so meet me in Brooklyn this Saturday, 401 Saratoga Avenue. Thank God for all of you. We pray the blessings of the Lord be upon you. Thank you so much to all of our listeners who take out the time and listen to us every Tuesday live on WBJL. We appreciate you. We're grateful. Tune in next week. We're gonna have guests next week, y'all. It's gonna be so good.
Yeah,
y'all
it really is
don't
gonna
want
be, yeah.
to miss
relationship
next week. Yes, and our husbands are not coming on, but we having a relationship show. Y'all gonna enjoy it.
Yeah.
So we'll see you next week at 7 p.m. Y'all be blessed. Thank you so much for listening to us.
Love you.
Love you much. Oh, hey Periscope, we off the air.
Hey Periscope, we are off the air.
We still on YouTube?
No, we still on
YouTube. We appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for watching us for the first time. So go tell everybody to come look at our channel. All right, YouTube.
We clogging off of YouTube now?
Yeah. Hey Periscope, what y'all up to? Did